This is exactly what Cavs fans have been waiting for. Darius Garland has been playing one of his worst seasons as a Cavalier, but as recently, he has been hooping. He's been in flow state. He's looked like a completely different beast. Maybe his injury, maybe this toe is starting to go away because he looks like he's hitting final form. And this is exactly what Cavs fans have been waiting for. Not only because it significantly helps the team's performance, but it also will boost his trade odds or boost his trade value if the Cavs were to want to trade him. Matt Palange with Cavs Digest to cover all these details. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. The holidays are right around the corner, but there's still some basketball to be played, including the Cavaliers who got to play on the holiday. So let's dive into the details. First of all, go ahead and subscribe to this channel because just under 72% of you are not subscribed, and you're going to be missing out on all the Cavs updates, the storylines, post-game reactions, pre-game thoughts, injury, trade reports, all that good stuff here at Cavs Digest from me and Darius. So let's get started in talking about today's topic. Darius Garland, who, as I said, as of late has been on fire. We're going to talk about his stats as of late. But first, to give us a general background, let's look at his stats from this season before the last, I would say 5 games, but let's say the last 2 games specifically. So let's look at his stats as a whole from the season and why it's been a down year. So this year, 17.6 is what he's up to now. 39-35, just not a good year for Darius Garland, someone who you want to control the offense, essentially, someone who you want to be the leader of the team at the point guard position. You do not want to see those kind of percentages, and you definitely don't want to see a down year from a player. As I said, he has been battling a toe injury, got surgery in the offseason, but it looks like he's definitely being better, and it looks like he's healthier, and he's been playing really, really well. But those are the general stats of the year. Obviously a down year from him. Doesn't make it a bad year at all, but for the money he's being paid, you want more than that, right? And that's the simple truth. You want more than that. And he hasn't been giving it yet this year, but now looks like he's doing good. Now we can kind of dive into his stats from recently. Over his last 5 games, shout out Mac Perry, one of my favorite X accounts for the Cavaliers, 24.2 points per game, 8 assists, worst can round up, 3.4 rebounds, 1.2 steals, 45% from the field, and 40% from the threes. Actually really good from the three-point line, 90% from the free throw. If he was a little more efficient the whole season, he could be on pace for a 50, 40, 90 season, but he's not there yet. But nonetheless, 5 games, that is an all-star level point guard. That is what you pay Darius Garland to do. Sure, his defense still isn't the best, but you pay a guy to put up numbers like this. Those are the numbers you expect from Darius Garland, and he's giving you them as of recently. And that's what you just love and love and love to see from Darius Garland as of late. And this is what we've been waiting for as fans. We're waiting to see this freaking heel. I'm tired of this guy going up for a layup, landing weirdly, and then holding his freaking toe. I'm tired of it. And he looked darn good against the Hornets. We're going to take it with a grain of salt because it was the Hornets. But before that against the Bulls, he had 35. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Cavaliers Nation for this one. DG said, screw your trade rumors. 62 points, 18 assists, and 7 rebounds over his last 2 games. That was the loss to the Bulls, in which I talked about when DeAndre Hunter played bad. I did a post-game on that, so go check that out if you haven't seen it. And that includes the game against the Hornets yesterday, in which Darius Garland just showed up to play. Or it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. Either way, it was Monday. But Darius Garland was putting on a full display. He was absolutely hooping. Or it was yesterday, excuse me. I lied, it was yesterday. Sorry. I'm locked in. Anyways, Darius Garland, unbelievable performance as of late. So, now we can kind of talk about the rest of things, like how this affects the Cavs. First of all, I think the Cavs are just in a better position to win. Without Evan Mobley, you kind of need like 70 points out of him and Mitchell at the minimum. Or not 70. You need at least 60 or 55 to 70 range. You need minimum that, and you got it against the Hornets. You had a phenomenal game from Darius Garland where he had 27 points, and then you got 30 from Mitchell. That's what you need. You get performances like that, and you're on a good track. Problem is the Cavs haven't played defense recently, and you obviously lose your whole defensive identity without Evan Mobley. And that's what I've noticed is once Evan Mobley went down, this Cleveland Cavaliers team had no defensive identity. They completely started just being bad. They really, really got significantly worse, and it's kind of embarrassing on how bad they were on defense, especially because DeAndre Hunter's not playing defense, and you expect him to do that. So the Cavs have to fix their defense, and of course Darius Garland doesn't, play much defense. He's not great at it. But at least he's scoring the ball at a high level, and I think it makes up for his defense, at least at this level without Mobley there. You're going to see Thomas Bryant step up interior defensively and Jarrett Allen, so we'll see. These guys, Lonzo and DeAndre Hunter, who I talked about recently with Kenny Atkinson, these guys, I don't want to see them in crunch time when they don't deserve it, but they are going to have to help throughout the game with their defense. Now, there's been a lot of trade rumors surrounding Darius Garland. I'm going to make another video soon, probably tomorrow, about the trade reports, but I'm going to talk about one of the biggest details is that the Sacramento Kings are apparently interested in Darius Garland, so look at that. Quotes from Dallas Hoops Journal: the Sacramento Kings have kept an eye on Garland's situation as they remain motivated to find a long-term answer at point guard. Kind of crazy when they traded De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Haliburton, but okay. Sources tell DallasHoopsJournal.com the Minnesota Timberwolves are another known team motivated for point guard help to take pressure off of Anthony Edwards. However, it'd be challenging for either team to find a viable path to add Garland. Yeah, second apron crap. We know how it is. Darius Garland's going to be tough to trade. I'm also hearing reports that the Cleveland Cavaliers have declined some calls. Maybe Donovan Mitchell's been asked about. We'll talk about that in a future video. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Darius Garland alone and Darius Garland only. This guy, shooting the ball well, just under 40% from three obviously isn't phenomenal, but for a guy who shoots the ball at a decent volume is pretty good. He's been shooting the ball well. He's looked way more comfortable. He just looked faster as well, which is really good. He said himself that he's getting more into a groove off the injury, but mainly just his playmaking ability. We've really missed that from him because Lonzo is a really good passer, the best passer on the team, but he's not the best playmaker on the team. I know you guys are going to say, yes, he is. Lonzo Ball is not the best playmaker because he can't create a shot for himself that well. Therefore, his playmaking regresses, and that's just simple basketball, right? We can agree on that? Because Darius Garland could create a shot for himself and everyone else, which bumps up his playmaking a lot and his stock in playmaking. So I've personally loved what Darius Garland has done for the Cavs recently. He's put on an absolute show. And the fact that the trade rumors, it looked like it might have motivated him a little bit, although I don't think there's any serious talk about the Cavs trading Darius Garland, but from what we know, there's obviously been some talk of teams interested in Garland, and it seems like Garland really wants to stay with Cleveland, not just based on the performances, but based on his energy. I think Darius Garland's pretty comfortably going to remain a Cavalier, and I kind of said it. I don't think the Cavs are going to make many moves. It seems like they're just going to kind of ride it out, but you could see like some role players being shipped off at the deadline. Dean Wade. I could see Lonzo maybe being traded. I could see a trade for Jarrett Allen might be a weird one, but he might go. I just really doubt that Darius Garland is going to be traded. But off of his recent performances, the Cleveland Cavaliers asking price, if they want to trade Garland, could go up. And a team like the Kings, who need a point guard, a team that really want to pull the trigger, the Timberwolves, a team that really wants a point guard, could now pay a better figure because of Garland's recent performances. And that's huge for the Cavs, not just because their chance of winning games goes up by him playing well, but if you still struggle going into the deadline and Garland is playing well, his value skyrockets. I don't think Mobley's going to go. I don't think any of the core four is going to go. I think the Cavs are pretty reluctant, but we're going to talk about trade rumors probably in my next video because there's some more coming out. But yeah, Darius Garland hitting flow state as of late. We've loved what he's done the last 2 games specifically, but just in his last 5 games, seems like he's healthier, guys, and it seems like he's kind of shutting down trade rumors. So let me know what you guys think about his recent performances. Like this video, share this video with your friends. I'm Matt Palange, and thank you guys for joining me here on Cavs Digest.